Priscillus once said, "What you leave behind is not what is engraved in the stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others." Susan B. Anthony was the epitome of this quote. She did not conform to the social norm of the time that she grew up in. Growing up, she was trained by her father to stand up for those who couldn't. Keeping this in mind, she started her journey to become the leader that she is known for today. After being the head of the girls' departments for 2 years, she left to attend the more prominent issues of that time, which was slavery and women's suffrage. She met Elizabeth Staton at a temperance conference where they both started a campaign called the Women's Loyal Nation League, which focused on the issue of slavery. Back then, this league, what they did was they petitioned for the freedom of slaves all over the United States. The Emancipation Proclamation conformed that rule or that um, law to freeing slaves just in the southern states. And what they wanted was they wanted the slavery to end all over, even in the northern states. She wanted more. Susan B. Anthony wanted more. Even though that this didn't happen right away, we thank her today because it was because of her efforts and the people around her that stood up for this freedom that now is into existence. Now it is being put in effect. It's because of people like her who started this, who stood up for this freedom. Later in her life, she started a paper called The Revolution. So the Revolution was intended to revolutionize the thoughts of the readers, the people who read that. It raised awareness for women and the injustice that they were facing during that time, even though they were adequate and they could do the same things that a man could do, they were not given the opportunity to do so simply because they were women. So this raised awareness for that time. She fought for equal pay. She fought for the right to vote for women. So now we have her to thank for that. I get paid what I do at my job because of her. I have the right to vote when I was 18 years old because of her. It's because she raised the awareness all over the United States that we deserve that freedom. And that freedom started with women like her. Even though she wasn't able to see how her sacrifice and her courage paid off, she is now remembered as one of the greatest social activists of women's suffrage. I thank Susan B. Anthony and women like her for their sacrifice and their commitment and for the rights that I partake in today. Thank you for listening.